man sitting next to you with a scarf around his head, and when it's down to the last end, he could be the one that saves you. And there's a woman driving in the car, and she talking her phone when you're crossing the street, and she could be the one that kills you. You can see it in her eyes that we won't let away. It's how we're here to stay. So we're running out now. We fight and we play, crashing every day. And if you feel afraid, we won't leave you. They think I've got no reason to give myself a right to share what I believe in. Ooh, when I can't find home, 'cause the stars
feet put our hands up when the sun goes down. We our feet put our hands up when the sun goes down. We our feet put our hands up when the sun goes down. We our feet put our hands up when the sun goes down. When the sun goes down. We our feet put our hands up when the sun goes down. We our feet put our hands up when the sun goes down. We our feet put our hands up when the sun goes down. We our feet put our hands up when the sun goes down. When the sun goes down. Feeding alone. When the sun goes when I drift off, you keep out the bad things. I'm not afraid to close my eyes when you hold me. Sleepwalker, leave a light on for me. You will always
So
Yeah.
huge chance for them to put a nail in their coffin.
What's feature you got in there this week about?
Yeah. So Conor O'Leary, Cronulla boy on the world tour, came home on the weekend, surfed in a local Allura club event. Needless to say, that event. As you do, world tour surfer coming home.
But that's a good. Can I say that's a good thing? I don't know much about
no,
surfing.
100%. That's what I mean. Like, how often do you get like a world tour surfer just come out and surfing?
I'm back.
actually. To really think I care that you're mad at me when you took a knife and put it in the back of me. Love like a Shakespeare tragedy, the alchemy of you and me. Mixing NAK and catastrophe. You're the OG in apologies. You're out at the end when it's lies to me. And now you're out running your mouth, talking your so loud. Do yourself a favor, turn it down, 'cause I'ma let him know what you're about. Tell me, do you like the taste of the medicine that you made? Did a pill, babe, you're to blame. Now you lost your advantage. I'm up to here, you had it.
Welcome to the Shire Sports Show. I'm Rob Willis, Media Manager of the Cronulla Sharks. Joined by Andrew Parkinson, sports editor of the St George and Sutherland Shire Leader. Welcome, mate.
G'day, mate. How are things?
Nice to be with you again for our weekly video show here, the Shire Sports Show, where we cover off on all aspects of local sport. We have a good look at the Sharkies. I'll let you mention the Dragons briefly as well. But no, we try and get across as many local sports as we can, give everybody a mention, and just check out what's been going on in the last week and what might be coming up in the next few weeks. So there's been plenty happening.
Plenty happening, always busy.
Always plenty of space in the leader for local sport, which we'll get to. But first of all, we always give a little mention to the front page. It's not your domain, but we always like to give the leader a bit of a rap for their front page stories. And this week it's about some kids riding bikes around tracks in Engadine. I grew up in Engadine, riding my bike around the streets over
Did
there.
you have a
but
blow up with this?
I can't remember. It's a long, long time ago. But Murray Trimbath has an article in there about something happening in Engadine with some kids and bikes and tracks and something.
Yeah, saving an informal bike jump track. It's become a nightmare.
Yeah, the kids are probably happy. The residents aren't. Have a read of that on the front page there. As I said, Murray Trimbath, very experienced journo, and he's got to the bottom of that one. So have a look at the front of your leader if it's on the front of your lawn or in newsagents around the Shire and in the St George area. But we flip over to the back as we always do, and that's where all the real news is at.
That's exactly.
That's where you've been working hard again and filling the back pages with sport, local sports people and local sporting teams and whatever. Jack Brubaker, he's a guy I met here on Paul Gallen's last fight night. He was down, he wasn't fighting, but he was here having a look, and he sat with me and we did some commentary, and he's a good young bloke. He's got a fight on Thursday night. Yeah,
big fight. He's headlining the Johnny Lewis boxing series event at the Star tomorrow night. So Jack's got a big fight against Tyrone Nurse. He's an Englishman. He's come out here. He vastly experienced. In saying that he's not old, he's only 28 years old, but I think this is about his 41st professional fight. His last fight, actually, he lost his British super lightweight title, so he's not a mug. He's certainly he can box. Jack, it's a massive fight for him. Basically, a chance for him to push his name overseas and in the UK, because this guy is well regarded over there. It's a big fight for him. I had a good chat with Jack, and actually shout out as well to leader photographer Chris Lane. Beautiful photo on the back as well. Beautiful
very
portrait
moody
of Jack.
Type of portrait,
Good job, Chris. If you've come down the Sharks game over the last 10 or 15 years, you would have seen Chris. If it's not John Veege, it would have been Chris Lane on the sideline. But yeah, I had a good chat with Jack. It should be a really good one tomorrow night.
He's coming off a loss due to a head cut, I think. Is that correct?
Yeah,
I saw the photo. It was a huge cut on his eyebrow there.
Yeah, so it was actually in the last Johnny Lewis boxing series event at the Star in October. So both these guys, their last fight was a loss in October. And yeah, he was a bit unlucky that night, Jack. It was only his second professional loss. So hopefully for him, he can get back to winning ways.
Is there? I don't know if it's in what you've written there or on the website, on the Leader website. Can you watch it? If you don't go, is there any opportunity?
I think you can watch it. I think you can stream it actually only live if you're outside the Greater Sydney area. Is what I think.
Okay.
Otherwise than that, I think you have
to
get along. Make the
trip
to the Star.
Yeah, look up Johnny Lewis Fight Night at the Star on Thursday night.
It's a really good card actually. Tim Zhu, son of Kosha Zhu, he's actually on the undercard as well. So. Yeah,
he's going good as well, isn't he?
He's going good. I think he's about 8-0 as a professional now. So
Jack Brubaker, good friend of the Sharks. Good luck, Jack. We hope you go well.
He's actually done a bit of sparring with Gal and with Dukes, is what he was telling me.
Yeah, he used to. I've been down to watch Gal spar, and they're a lot different in size. So they don't. Gal doesn't.
You mentioned that. You said Gal is a bit.
Gal would probably have 30 kilo on him, but no, they get in and do a bit of shadow sparring. They didn't really hit too hard, but yeah, he definitely has trained with Gal.
Yeah.
So good luck, mate, and we hope wish you all of success on Thursday night. We'll come back in a minute after a break and get to what's inside the leader and the sporting pages there. But we had a couple of reporters out and about at Shark Park on Southern Cross Group Stadium on Sunday, just getting a little lowdown from some of the people and some food options and just the game day atmosphere and what goes on at Sharkies on a game day. But in introducing that, I should say, any videos, anything you've got that you can send us, any news, any information, any photos on your phone, on a professional equipment, whatever you want to do, we're happy to try and give it a run here on the Shire Sports Show. And it might even tip Andrew off onto some good stories that he can include in his paper and on his website. So don't be frightened. A couple of our young reporters, we're we're using here to help us along and get us some content and give them some experience in the game of media as well. So just have a quick look and listen, and we'll be back after the break and have a look what's in the back of the leader today.
Stewart Toyota Rockdale and Sutherland is the proud partners of the Cronulla Sharks. We love our footy and we love...
Hi, I'm Sage from Sharks TV. Today we're looking at food at the footy. It's more than just chips and pies, so let's go grab a bite. What's your name?
My name is Helen Avakian.
And what's your best seller?
Our best seller, well, all of them, but beef and pork actually.
And on average, how many burgers do you reckon you sell on game day?
If it's about 15,000 people, around about 400.
So we're here with Pato from Berlin Bangers, and we're just going to ask him a few questions about the shop. So what's your best seller?
Well, it depends on the game, but usually between 200, 300, something like that. They're quite kind of busy, but we're used to that. I mean, we love having lots of customers.
So I'm talking to Jason from Pizza and More. So what's your best seller?
Our Supreme Pizza is our best seller.
And how many pizzas do you reckon you sell on game day?
Around 240 pizzas.
Wow, it's pretty big. How long have you guys had your here?
6 years.
Wow, so it's been here for a long time?
Yes, it has, yeah.
It's family business?
Yes, it is. Family business.
So I'm here with Blake from the Cheesy Toasties. What do you think your best seller is?
Best seller depends after the second half, probably Nutella Toasties. They go pretty good.
And how many toasties do you reckon you sell on game day?
Oh, that's pretty hard, but we go through a few loaves. I don't know. Could be up to 100 loaves. It could, it just varies. Yeah, every game.
Wow, how long have you guys been here for?
I think this is our third season now. So we're loving it. It's good.
So I'm here with the boys from M&J Chickens to ask them a few questions. What do you reckon your best seller is on game day?
Tender box.
Okay. And how much chicken do you reckon you sell on a game?
Probably about maybe over 100 kilos.
And how long have you guys been here for?
This is our second week.
Okay, so you're fairly new.
Fairly new, but we're starting to become a big sponsor, and that's why we have our truck here.
So I'm here with Amanda from Sydney Ice Cream. What do you think your best seller on the game day?
I would say choc sprinkle with all the kids.
And how many ice creams do you reckon you sell at a game?
Way too many.
So I'm here with Con from the Check-In Food Truck, and what do you think your best seller is?
Best seller is the ultimate cheeseburger meals with the chips. We sell about probably 400 cheeseburgers a night, football nights.
And how many years do you think you've been here?
We've been here since the start of the season, this year 2018.
What are you guys eating right now?
Chips and nuggets. Ice cream.
What's your favourite food to eat at the footy?
Chips and nuggets.
What's your favourite food?
Chips and hot dog. Ice cream. Slushy.
What's your favourite food to eat?
Ice cream.
There's so many yummy things to eat here on game day at Shark Park. Thanks for watching Sharks TV. I'm going to go eat my ice cream and enjoy the footy.
Welcome back to the Shire Sports Show. Got to give a massive rap to our cadet reporters, Sage. She's killing it. What a start. She's taking our job pretty soon.
14, Sage, doing very well. And actually her supporting cast, the film Harrison and Cooper, I think Harrison's 17, Cooper's about 19. So they all put that together without too much assistance from us. So
I've got to say, too, every single week we walk in to cover the Sharks at home games. What are the odds of getting some of that food up in the press?
Well, I'll have to talk to my people, but
we'll talk to
we do pretty good. The media's quite happy with the food offerings upstairs in the media area.
It's great, but I'm just saying how good the Kranskis, they smell it really.
It's more than just pies and chips at the Sharks games. There's a whole range of different food options. So when you're next down at Southern Cross Group Stadium, get in there and enjoy it. We're getting some comments on Facebook and from far and away places, mate. We've got Melissa from Austin, Texas.
Hi, Melissa.
We've had another one from Argentina and another shout out from Brazil. So the Shire Sports Show goes everywhere.
We're going global.
It's global.
How good is it? We're going global. Taking the Sharks and the leader global.
And I got a Vic from the Yarrawarrah Tigers, and they're celebrating 40 years this year. Chad Townsend, obviously a Yarrawarrah old boy.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Rob Willis I went to Yarrawarrah Primary School, so I'm from that neck of the woods.
Okay.
The Yarrawarrah Tigers weren't around way back then.
They named the ground after Chad late last year, didn't they? Was that late
Apparently
last year?
so, yeah. Well done to Yarra Tigers, 40 years, so congratulations to them. We might throw to a break and then we'll have a look what's happening in Shire Sport, in the Shire Sports Show.
You're right, Bowie. I just got the solar panels on the roof. Yeah, come in.
Hey, big boy.
Hey, Bowie, how you going?
Good. What are you thinking about?
Mate, I'm just thinking what a beautiful day it is. The more the sun is shining, the more money I'm saving.
Why's that?
Opal Solar. Mate, have a go at the Opal View app. It tells me exactly what I'm using, how much I'm spending. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, good. Wait, because you're saving all this cash, how about you shout dinner every once in a while?
Yeah, that's no problem, Bowie. Why don't you just come and hang out every now and then?
When do you want to hang out?
Right now.
I just remembered I've got to go. I left my I've got to go pick up my mother-in-law.
For information on how Opal Solar can save you money, visit opalsolar.com.au.
Welcome back to the Shire Sports Show. I'm Rob Willis with Andrew Parkinson, Sports Editor of the St George and Sutherland Shire Leader. You've been busy, mate, again, as per usual. Let's have a look what you've got up to this week, and a bit of Sharkies news. We won't talk games until later on, or the Bulldogs match, but the partnership extension the Sharks signed with Newtown last week, which is a good thing, good for stability, 5 more years.
Well, it's a big bit of news, I guess, for the Sharks in that a 5-year agreement. It does give a bit of security to both clubs, especially Newtown as well. There's been a lot of benefits for the Sharks come out of this, I think. So many of their players, not just their senior players, guys who aren't quite in that top 17 every week, but it's giving their younger players a chance to go and play against men. You look at some of the young guys that have come, even just this season, Kyle Flanagan, Blake Brayley, Billy Magoulias, guys like that.
Yep.
So it's a really good thing, I guess, for Cronulla, and we've got a bit of a story there. Great photo again by John Veach.
Yeah, and it's a place where the boys are happy to go back and play. The Jets really look after them when they go back there and play, and the boys, they'd love to be here playing first grade, but those that don't quite make the squad every week are more than happy to go back there and represent the Jets. So that's great for our stability that's been extended for 5 more years. Ben Barber, you've got a story there on Ben Barber. Flano, it keeps bubbling along, these stories about Ben Barber wanting to come back, and Sharks happy to have him. And what have you written there, mate?
Yeah, well, Flano in the post-match media conference on Sunday afternoon was asked about it. It's a strange one, isn't it? He's, by all reports, he's absolutely killing it. He's in line for the Man of Steel award in the UK over in the Super League. But there's been reports come out that he suggest he might be keen on a return home. I think it was the chairman of St Helens came out though just after that saying that he's a contracted player and they're keen to keep him. But as Flano sort of says here, he's a premiership, or part of that 2016 premiership winning squad. There's always a place for him here, essentially.
Flano mentioned that. Look, he made a mistake. He's paid the price for it, but he's now representing St Helens over there in the UK Super League, and he's killing it. I think the cart's in front of the horse a little bit at the moment. He's still contracted with St Helens. We haven't really spoken to him. Were he expressing an interest to come home? We may, but at this stage it's a bit of speculation. But hey, it'd be a nice thing to happen. But how many fullbacks can we fill?
I was about to say, you definitely have fullback covered between Val, Dukes, Moylan, and Ben Barber. You definitely have enough number one.
Team full of fullbacks. Anyway, I just suggest watch this space. Probably nothing be happening too soon, but just watch this space, and we'll see what Benny comes up with and whether he's even interested in coming home. So have a read of Andrew's article there in the Leader. They're still on rugby league, and the junior league were down here on Sunday as the curtain raiser Como played Engadine in an A grade fixture, and it was a good initiative. The teams loved it. The teams got right behind it. There was a decent crowd here. By the time they finished, it was a great afternoon for footy. And it was a decent game. Engadine were a bit too good. They won 30-10. But it was a good initiative. And there's going to be another one later on in the season. There'll be another Junior League A-grade fixture as a curtain raiser. So just a few highlights. We've got a few highlights. Paul Tubridy, the Junior League president this year, he joined us in the commentary box. Don Rogers and myself, we were doing a fairly poor job at commentary, but we were trying our best. But yeah, Paul joined us and we had a quick chat to Paul, just a snippet of what he had to say and a few highlights from the game. We've got them there for you. An error which gives us an opportunity to say good day to Paul, and beautiful day for this. And
it's fantastic, Rob.
It's a great turnout, and it's really good to see the boys out here on Shark Park and the big stage.
Yeah, both clubs very excited to be here today. It's a big thrill for all the teams to be, both teams to play here, and another A-grade side vying for when the opportunity comes up again, which I think it will later on in the year.
You were telling me before, last time we can figure that we played a local A-grade fixture as a curtain raiser was 1988, so that's quite a while ago. But as I was also saying to you, I had great support during the week in promoting the game. I got a couple of boys down here for a photo, and the clubs are really behind it. They're really excited about being here.
Yeah, with the way we work with the Sharks, we've tried lots of things over the years, but it's hard to think that 30 years has passed since then. The guy who reminded us was Scott Sportsmouth, who's one of the senior guys in refereeing ranks at the moment, and I can't remember who the teams were, truthful, but I know it would have been a good game, and we'll keep trying these promotions and hopefully get the crowds and the clubs behind us.
Well, it's a great initiative. It's great to see the mighty Engadine Dragons out here. I say the mighty because I am a Dragons junior, but it's great to see them out here, and the support's here. The crowd's filling up nice and steadily, and the Dragons are on the attack.
As you say, Paul, it's good to see them in front of a crowd. And I'd estimate by the time they finish this game, there might be 10,000 people in here watching them, getting ready to watch the Sharks go around. So it's a great experience for some of these young guys to play in front of a crowd like that.
Yeah, we've had a great response on our social media activities this week, and I suppose that's one thing that's different to 30 years ago. But we've had 15,000 people viewing the information about it, so they know it's on, so they're either watching, they would be here or listening to us now.
Yeah, wow, that's fantastic. So welcome to all you Shire Rugby League fans that are listening to this awesome broadcast. We have the Dragons on attack.
We'll turn over to Donnie just for a minute. The Dragons are on the attack, last tackle.
They are on the attack. They come back to the right at the sticks. It's gone to ground, and it's a beautiful pick up there. The ball's loose, but the Dragons have scooped on it. It looks like it could be a try. Might be a bit of a hint of maybe a forward pass, Rob. I'm not sure. No, he's awarded it.
He's awarded it. Couldn't quite see in that far corner who got that.
Charlie, you scored the first
whoever it was, that was a great try for the
Dragons, number 4, Scott Allen crossing.
Yeah, it was a good contest. As I said, Engadine were too good. Scott Allen there scoring a try. Scott came through with Jaden Brayley, played at the same junior rep teams, and didn't quite grow Scotty, but he's a very talented player in his day, and it was a good game. You said you enjoyed it. You wouldn't get to see too much A-grade footy, but you said you enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, we were there early, obviously, for the Sharks game, doing a bit of work and sort of keeping an eye on it. It's good to watch. It's unstructured. They rip into each other. There's good tries scored. I thought it was pretty good.
In talking to Paul Tubridy, the president of Junior League, he's quite happy with the way everything's progressing. They've got the girls' touch, the girls' league touch, and they've got an over 35s tag comp going this year too. And it's been great to bring some of the older boys back into the respective clubs, and it's been very popular and well received. So yeah, Junior League's numbers are ticking along well, and everything seems to be going well.
Yeah, we caught up with Paul at the start of the year when he started, came into the new role, and sort of had a bit of a chat about those things. Sounds like things are progressing pretty well.
That game is on our Facebook page, so have a search on there. And if you're probably more so for the Engadine fans than the Como ones, because they ended up pretty comfortable winners. But yeah, if you like to watch a bit of junior footy, there it is on our Sharks Facebook page. Let's get on to the rest of what you've got in here and your leader today. Alex Gersbach, we touched on it last week. It didn't make your deadline, so it was on your website last week, but Gersbach left out of the Australian Socceroos squad. You've covered off on that.
One of those funny ones with deadlines in the newspaper world. Yeah, we sort of mentioned it on the show last week, but there's a story there. We had a bit of a chat to Craig Foster about him as well, former Socceroo. It's a disappointing thing for Alex, but he's only 21. Hopefully there's more World Cups in his future.
Tell me about Ben Falami. It's another soccer story, another football story. An 18-year-old Shire kid who's he's over there in Ipswich Town in the UK.
Yeah, this is cool actually. Yeah, I love this. I mean, he's only 18 years old. 3 years ago, a kid from Caringbah went over to the UK to try his luck and picked up by Ipswich Town's Academy, who are a championship club in England, the level below the Premier League, and he's killed it. He's just signed his first professional contract. I think it's a 3-year contract. He sort of broke into the first team by the end of the season, which has just finished. So, watch this space. Big future for Ben, hopefully.
Not knowing too much about soccer at any level, really, let alone English soccer, but is 18 young to break into a senior team like that?
Yeah.
He must be a talent.
Yeah, especially at that level. The championships are a good league, a fast, strong sort of league.
It's only one down from the EPL,
the
right?
Premier League.
Yeah.
Ipswich Town are a fairly famous old club as well. It's really exciting, actually.
Big future. Keep an eye out for Ben Falami, a young Shire boy, doing well over there in the UK in the world of football. We'll finish off on the Sharks soccer. Lost last week, but a big game this weekend.
Yeah, had a lot. Beaten 2-1 at home by Blacktown City, high-flying Blacktown City on the weekend. But they're still fifth, so they're still in the finals places in the NPL1 competition. And they've got a huge game on Saturday night. They're at home against their local rivals, Rockdale City. And a massive chance for them too. I mean, Rockdale was sort of tipped at the start of the season to be one of the teams fighting out for the premiership, and at the moment they're 10th, which is third last in the NPL competition. So it's a chance for Sutherland to really hammer a nail, I guess, into Rockdale's coffin for the season. If they can win that, they'll stay fifth. They'll be 6 points ahead of Rockdale starters. So big chance for them on Saturday night.
If it's anything like the league, I'm sure Rockdale will lift it. Really doesn't matter when Sharks play Dragons. It's probably the same.
Over the bridge,
doesn't matter where they're sitting on the competition ladder. It's usually a very entertaining contest. Send us your messages through on our Facebook page. We've got one from a Caroline Fecky. Any relation to the great Sosiah Fecky?
Could be.
Anyway, let us know. But yeah, send your messages through. Sharon, thanks Sharon for coming through. Adam and Faye.
I just love that we're going global. Brazil.
Yeah, Austin, Texas.
Awesome.
Melissa, thanks Melissa for tuning in over there in Austin, Texas.
Central Coast.
That's not quite global.
Yeah, but still good.
Absolutely. Send your messages in. What else we've got? We've got Connor O'Leary. I love this story. Connor O'Leary
cool.
coming back. He's got a break from the World Surf Tour. He came back and had to surf with his mates on the weekend.
Yeah, so it's in Johnny Vija's surf report this week. So Connor came back on the weekend. He's an Allura boy and surfed in the Allura club contest on the weekend. Needless to say, he won it, as you would expect a World Tour surfer to do. I mean, how cool is that? How often do you get to, if you're a young kid, just go down there and watch a World Tour surfer surf on your local break? Pretty awesome.
Well done. Have a look at that story, and I'm sure, as per usual, there'll be plenty of surf photos on the Leader website, and there's a couple there in the edition of the paper as well. Switching to a bit of golf.
Yeah,
my area there, Harrison Crowe.
Yeah, just a quick touch on Harrison. He's we did a story a couple of weeks ago. We might on here actually. We said he was going down to the Australian Interstate Series. He's only 16 years old. Young guy from Bexley. Pretty unheard of for kids that age to be chosen in New South Wales state teams. And he did really well. New South Wales finished third behind Queensland and Victoria. But he did really well. I think Harrison only lost maybe 2 matches for the entire week. Had a couple of really strong, really solid 4 and 3 wins as well. So definitely one to keep an eye on for the future.
Yeah, it sounds like a good kid. Yeah, it is. I played in a couple of those way back when in those interstate series, and they're really tough. They're very competitive. You get a bit when golfers get in teams, it sort of changes the dynamic a bit because we're used to playing an individual sport, but it really fires blokes up, and it sounds like he handled the pressure of that even though he's only 16. So well done to Harrison, and good luck going forward, mate. Keep working hard, and we'll hope to see you on the big stage sooner rather than later. Southern Districts?
Yeah, a couple of results from the weekend. The Rebels had a really good win, actually, 61-17. They beat Gordon down here at Foreshore.
That's not Gordon on the screen.
No, that's not Gordon on the... No, it's not.
VG didn't send me any photos of Gordon. He mustn't have got down there this week.
No, I don't think he was working on Saturday. But, yeah, a great win for them. Much needed win. I guess after losing a few games at the start of the season, the Rebels really need to put a string of games together if they can. Big game for them though this weekend. They're away against Shute Shield leaders Sydney University on Saturday.
Southern Hockey, we normally give them a bit of a mention. What happened with those guys? 1-1
draw for them on the weekend. They're still undefeated, which is good. Still top of the table. They've actually got a bye this week, but they're just cruising along at the moment. So maybe back-to-back premierships. That'd be nice.
That would be nice. Now you got a bit of drag. We'll let you mention the Dragons. As you like to do each week. No, I shouldn't give you a hard time. You're
Dragons
fairly
fans
neutral. You're fairly neutral.
Fairly neutral. There are Dragons fans in the Shire, Rob, that we need to talk about the Dragons as well. Briefly.
Yeah, but anyway, Paul McGregor spoke about Origin coming up, and there's a chance of him having a whole bunch of players involved.
Yeah, it's an interesting one for interesting problem for Mary, I guess. They could potentially have 6 or 7 blokes chosen in New South Wales or Queensland sides. You would imagine Frizzell and Hunt are probably specials. The rest are probably up in the air. But Mary after the game on Sunday pretty much said that this Saturday night they got a massive game, St George against Penrith. Basically, he's hoping that'll work as a big motivator for his players. It's essentially their last audition for a Blues jersey, these guys, against another good team who are going well. So it's potentially could be a big motivation for their guys.
Yeah, plenty of guys, isn't there?
DeBellin potentially, Sims potentially, Ewan Aiken, Paul Vaughan,
the hooker, McGuinness.
Cameron McGuinness is in the frame. You would expect, I would expect Frizzell and Hunt are probably definites for Queensland.
I think DeBellin, pretty strong mail about.
Yeah, there is strong mail, but I from all reports, Vaughan's pretty close as well. But they're top of the table. They're playing good football.
I heard on the radio this morning the Dragons have run out the same starting 13 in all 12 games this year.
And this actually, we sort of go into the longer version of the story, which you'll see on the website. So they really just haven't had any injuries, St George. They've been such a strong unit. They haven't had many changes or changeover in player personnel. Complete contrast to what the Sharks have done so far this season. But Mary sort of, in the last 5 weeks, he's had a different player, young player, named in the number 17 jersey each week. Yeah. So it's like they've seen maybe this Origin period coming. He's just trying to slowly integrate these younger guys. So they've had a taste of first grade before. Essentially, they may lose a whole heap of them. And there's some good young players there who just can't get a run at the moment. Hame Saleh, Jacob Host, he's handed out a couple of debuts as well to
Reece Robson played, the young hooker. Yep.
And then Blake Laurie was the one in the 17 on the weekend. So they're trying to integrate those younger players, St George. It'll be interesting to see how that goes for them.
Anyway, that's enough of the Dragons.
Thanks, or so. Mate. No worries. Just cut off.
And one there you gave a brief mention to. We need to do a shout out to Ricky Latelli. He spoke to me on Monday. He wanted to get it out there and confirm the news that he's signed with the Toronto Wolfpack. It was a tough decision, tough call for him, but he's a very valuable player in our side now, in the Sharks side, and he'll be missed.
Well, they were sort of just about the most underrated left-hand side combination in the comp, I reckon, for the last couple of years, Fecky and Latelli. It's a shame for the club, I guess, that they lose him. He's a highly respected and regarded player, but it sounds like he's made a decision for himself, and it's going to set himself up. It's a great opportunity, isn't it?
Toronto Wolfpack, which is they play in the second level of the UK Super League, and they're trying to win their way into the UK Super League. So good luck to Ricky. He's a great clubman, great fella. So I wish him all the best. And something we might tip into next week, we'll just briefly mention Luke Thompson, who's his mother's a friend of the show, and so is Luke. And Luke won a silver medal overseas in a Muay Thai event. Despite injuring his knee, so had a knee injury going into the final, won his way through to the final, couldn't quite get the gold, but we'll mention maybe more of that when we get some more info. It's just happened, and Luke's on his way home. So
pretty good effort, isn't it?
Yeah, injury like that. Well done to Luke, and good luck with his chosen sport as well. Keep your comments coming through, keep your messages coming through, and another again encouraging you to send us all your information, upcoming events that have just happened. Photos, videos, whatever you got, and we'll try and push them out through the Shire Sports Show. We'll be right back after the break.
Stewart Toyota Rockdale and Sutherland is the proud partners of the Cronulla Sharks. We love our footy and we love our Sharkies. You can score big this footy season by visiting Rod and the team at Stewart Toyota. Make sure you tell them you're a Sharkies fan. With dealerships in Sutherland and Rockdale, it's easy to pop in and drive away with a fantastic deal.
Yeah, welcome back to the Shire Sports Show. Just a message from James O'Brien, who's telling us that Ben Falami was a Sharks junior player and he left to go to Ipswich. He's got it all covered in here, so you mentioned that. But yeah, when you get your paper
Sutherland
off the
Sharks, not Cronulla Sharks either.
Sutherland
just
Sharks.
in case you try and
Sutherland
claim it.
Sharks and Endeavour Sports High. Sutherland Sharks moved over to Ipswich. Thanks, James, for watching and thanks for your message. Get on to some footy. Sharks Bulldogs 22-16. It wasn't it wasn't a greatest spectacle in the world, but the Sharks had their moments and 5 wins in a row.
I was going to say, good win in the end, though. I mean, there was a period there just midway through the first half. You thought they were going to, after they scored that beautiful set-piece try, the little kick over the top, you thought they might just blow the Dogs away there. They were sort of maybe just starting to get going, but then, as both coaches mentioned in the
The referee's arm went the other way.
It went the other way.
We'd had a string of penalties that led to that try, and then Bulldogs got a string of penalties, and they camped down our end, and it was a stop-start sort of affair. And yeah, but it was good to get a win. Edric Lee scoring a try. Good finish. He's going good, Eddie. He's playing well, and he's keeping a good player out. He's keeping Sasai Feki out, which just goes to show how well Edric's playing at the moment.
Probably inspired since he was on the back page of the Leader.
Could have been it.
Probably.
Could have been it. Jesse Ramian, that was a strong try.
That was an unreal try, yeah.
He ran hard. He beat a few defenders there and got the ball down, so well done to Jesse Ramian.
He's been going great this season as well, but that also throws in the fact they're losing Latelli now next season and they're already losing Jesse to Newcastle. It does question a little bit of their depth through that. I'm sure Flano has a plan. I'm sure there's young guys coming through.
I'm sure he has a plan. Don't you, Flano? Tell me you have a plan. No, I'm sure he has a plan.
But it just shows no Latelli, no Rami next season. It'll be interesting to see what they do there.
It will. Yeah, Andrew Fafita played well again. A happy Andrew Fafita is a good one on the field. So with his young bloke there after the game, keeps on keeping on. All the talk about Origin. Not sure where it's going to end up, but we'll find out Monday night when the teams are, or Monday when the teams are selected. So good luck to Andrew. Josh Dugan's another in contention. Not sure he's got enough footy under his belt. What do you think?
Well, that's the tough one, isn't it? He's sort of been in and out. He's been injured. I guess it's the same problem Wade's going to face. Wade played Origin last season and well deserved, and probably had deserved it for a couple of years before that, and did well. But he's missed a bit of football now leading into the selection of that team. New coach, Freddie, probably wants to put his own stamp on the team. It'll be interesting to see what happens with both those guys. I definitely have Wade there. I'm a big fan of Wade, but it'll be interesting to see what they do.
Again, we'll have to wait and see. Sharks moved to 5th on the ladder with that victory. So well done to the boys. Newtown Jets lost, unfortunately went down 26-22 to the Wyong-Roos, who were last in the Intrust Super Premiership. Lost Kyle Flanagan at half-time due to a head knock. He didn't return in the second half, and that they led by 14 and got run down.
It was a shame they were 14-0 up before they lost Kyle.
Yeah, it was a point. They might rue the loss of those 4 points against the Roos.
On fire.
That just came straight to me, that one. It was
Brilliant.
Good. But yeah, so they'll be wanting to get back on the winners' track this week. Jersey Flegg, they're still undefeated. The Jersey Flegg, they had a 22-all draw, however, with the Roosters on Saturday, so they're going well. They're second, even though they're undefeated. They've had 2 draws, so they're second behind the Newcastle Knights on the ISP ladder. So some good kids coming through.
I was going to say, you can bring a junior rep team through, given the national championships wins a couple of seasons ago.
One of those kids, we just saw a photo of Bronson Sherry, a real talent.
Yeah, he goes good.
He's only 17 though, so he's 17 playing in the under-20s, possibly a couple of years away from first grade, but he's a very good talent. Keep an eye out for him. Coming up this week, the Sharks play the Knights up there in Newcastle. The Knights not going so well as they were early in the year. However, always difficult to beat up there.
Yeah, it's a funny one. They're resurgent, the Knights, compared to the last few years. There's no doubt about that. But losing Pearce when they lost him has hurt. They were just sort of starting to click into gear. They had a couple of good wins, and I'd go as far as to say if they'd had Pearce the last couple of weeks, they wouldn't have lost. Certainly wouldn't have lost all these close games they've lost in a row. I certainly think they would have beaten the Titans on the weekend. I watched that game. I thought they should have won that game. I think if Pearce was there, they would have won that game.
Graham and Lewis back for the Sharks, which makes us close to full strength.
Really timely that you get both of those guys back. Louis in particular. Wade, as we just sort of mentioned, a week or the weekend before the Origin team gets named, I'm sure he'll be looking for a big one. All of a sudden, on paper again, it makes Cronulla's team just straight through it. There's just no weaknesses in that side. It's a really strong side. A lot of those guys will maybe feel a little bit hard done by not being there.
Yeah.
They had done a great job there back row.
The Kurt Capels, Joe Paulos, Scotty Sorensen's injured, but Jack Williams had a couple of games and he's done the job. So yeah, feel a bit for those guys, but that's the nature of the beast, and they're all young. They'll get a chance. The Knights, Ponga, Kalen Ponga's a talent. Connor Watson's got something. He does well in the halves. And I like this Lachlan Fitzgibbon, the big back rower who he runs hard on the left edge. So
glad you mentioned him. I'm a big fan of him. I really like him. But Ponga, Ponga's the one coming out of Newcastle at the moment. It's all the talk. Would you pick him for Queensland? Is it too early?
I think they're covered in the positions that he plays.
What about for bench, a 14 sort of role?
But your 14 needs to be able to play something else other than wing or fullback, I guess. So maybe not yet, but he'll be there someday. Might be soon. So we'll have to wait and see. So the Sharks play the Knights 2 o'clock Sunday up there at, I think they're calling it Beanies for Brain Cancer Stadium this week in support of that initiative.
Mark Hughes Foundation. This weekend I'll be up there. You'll be up there.
Buy your beanie. I don't look good in a beanie, but for this event I'll put one on.
Fair enough.
My head's a bit round or something. I don't know. My daughter doesn't like me wearing beanies. The Jets are playing the West Magpies. I think we've mentioned that. Lidcombe Oval Saturday at 1 p.m. It's the Channel 9 game, so those that don't get out to Lidcombe can have a look at that on Channel 9. They show one in-trust Super Premiership game each week. And the Flegg Sharks play the West Tigers also at Lidcombe, and that's Saturday at 11 a.m. So just quickly, other sports, Southern Districts, you said, are in action.
Yeah, the Rebels are away this week against Shute Shield leaders Sydney University on Saturday. Hockey, Southo had the bye this weekend, and of course Sutherland Sharks in the football Saturday night at home at Seymour Shore against Rockdale for the Leader Cup.
Very good. Plenty going on, plenty been happening, plenty in the Leader this week. Grab it off your lawn, grab it from your news agent, have a look at the Leader website. There's some extended versions of some of these articles that appear on the Leader website as well. So thanks, mate, for joining me again. Thanks to those who commented and sent comments through to our Facebook page, and hope you enjoyed the Shire Sports Show. We'll see you next week. Thanks, mate.
See you, mate.